Support for today's episode comes from Amazon. Amazon is working toward a carbon-free energy future, doing more with less, investing where it matters most, and supporting communities where we operate. Grid equipment bottleneck isn't just a data center problem. The transformer and switchgear shortage, threatening to delay or cancel a substantial share of planned U.S. data center development, is also affecting utilities, power projects, renewable energy developers, and industrial expansion far beyond AI infrastructure. Lead times for some high-capacity transformers now reach 3 to 4 years, compared with roughly a year for certain equipment in 2020 and 2021, according to Reuters reporting on the sector. Switchgear and circuit breaker lead times have also lengthened sharply, with some medium-voltage equipment taking more than a year, and high-voltage circuit breakers reaching roughly 125 weeks based on Wood Mackenzie data. That shortage has already reshaped how data centers get built. Reporting this year has estimated that nearly half of planned U.S. data center developments could be delayed or canceled because of shortages involving power infrastructure and electrical components. What has become clearer in 2026 is that data centers are not the only projects competing for that equipment. The same factories serve every kind of industrial expansion. Transformers, switchgear, and generator step-up equipment are not manufactured separately for data centers versus factories. Grid equipment manufacturing has become its own strategic industry, with producers in South Korea, Brazil, and India expanding capacity specifically because demand now stacks across hyperscale computing, factories, renewable energy projects, utilities, and other large industrial loads, all drawing from the same limited pool of transformer and switchgear factories. Reuters attributes rising transformer demand to this exact combination. Data centers, factories, electric vehicles, renewable energy projects, and grid modernization competing for the same equipment. A battery plant or semiconductor fab can therefore reach late-stage development and still face commissioning delays if the required transformers or switchgear have not been reserved early, because the constraint sits upstream of any single project's timeline. The equipment problem is already colliding with specific projects. The equipment problem extends beyond transformers. FERC's July denial of a waiver for the roughly $2 billion Chestnut Run gas project showed how gas turbine scarcity can collide with interconnection rules. The developer sought to substitute different turbines after it was unable to secure the originally proposed units, but FERC concluded that allowing the change within PJM's fast-track review process could disadvantage other projects. Clean power developers face a related combination of constraints. The American Clean Power Association reported that more than 6.4 gigawatts expected online during the first quarter of 2026 was delayed, adding to a 53 gigawatt backlog, with developers citing permitting delays, interconnection queues, and changing equipment costs among the causes. Manufacturers are responding by building their own supply. The response taking shape is not simply waiting out the shortage. Grid equipment manufacturers are expanding capacity in multiple countries at once. Eaton is investing $340 million in a South Carolina transformer factory expected to begin production in 2027, and more than $30 million in a Nebraska medium-voltage switchgear facility expected to start in the first half of 2027. Hitachi Energy, Siemens, GE Vernova, Hyosung Heiko, and WEG are each expanding U.S. transformer manufacturing capacity as well, according to Reuters. But new factories take years to reach full output, meaning the current shortage will outlast most of the expansion plans meant to fix it. In the meantime, developers across industries are increasingly locking in equipment orders years ahead of a project's groundbreaking, treating transformer and switchgear procurement as a critical path item on par with financing and permitting, rather than a routine construction detail to handle later. What this means heading into next week. Data centers surface this constraint first because their capital moves faster than almost any other industrial sector. But the underlying shortage was never specific to computing. The same equipment queues and the same multi-year lead times now apply to factories, renewable energy projects, utilities, and other large industrial loads broadly, regardless of whether AI demand had anything to do with their business case. Industry participants say current expansion plans are unlikely to eliminate the U.S. supply-demand imbalance within 5 years. Next week, this desk turns to that broader question directly. As industrial expansion accelerates across sectors, infrastructure lead times, not capital availability or site selection, are becoming the constraint that determines which projects actually get built on schedule. Sustainability Soundbites Energy coverage is sponsored by Amazon. Visit the link in our show notes to learn more about Amazon's Spotlight on Energy. For sponsorship opportunities with Environment and Energy Leader, please reach out to a member of our team.